What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to the Ultimate Spreadsheet Challenge. This is week 4. We've been doing some pretty heavy accounting ones lately, break-even points and sales analysis and breakdowns and stuff. I thought I'm going to give something out for the bartenders out there who are getting back to work, starting to do cocktails on tap and events and batching and all these different things. So I created a batching calculator, the ultimate batching calculator. I've got cocktail batching for events and cocktails on kegs. I've got a slushie machine calculator, which I'm super excited about because I haven't been able to find one, and I'm really happy about it. A cocktail alcohol calculator, because I know that in some states, cocktail menus are supposed to be asked if what their alcohol content is for cocktails now, which is kind of crazy. And then a liqueur alcohol content, which is a massive shout out to Shea Hogan. I know he didn't want to shout out, but too freaking bad. Throwing that over. It's a nice little calculator. I threw it in there because a lot of people making infusions and liqueurs and stuff like that, and it really helps to make sure that you've got your alcohol content on point. Okie dokie. Let's kick this off. So for kegs, cocktails, and doing massive events, you're going to do 500 people, 2-ounce servings. That's how much you're going to do. So you're going to do like 10,000 ounces of product, so on and so forth. You can do all your calculations with this little number here. The great thing is, let's kick this off first. Let's go to Negroni. That's what we're going to do because it's nice and simple. We're going to do gin, 30 mils, Campari of 30 mils, sweet vermouth, 30 mils. And then we're going to do a 10-liter batch, so 10,000 milliliters. And there you go. It rolls out like that. You say how big your batch is, and it just rolls out. It gives you a batch factor, which I usually use as my little like a cursive 92.6. But there you go. Now at the very bottom here, I've got dilution. Now I did a bit of research about dilution points in cocktails and stuff. I found everything from like 12, 15%, 20%. I lent in a 20% just from personal experience. That 20% would be close to the money number. But that being said, 20%, if it's different for you, you can always go to this little cell right here and change this to 15 to 12. You can even take that cell and say exactly what your volume is like 15 mils, 20 mils, 25 mils, whatever your dilution is going to be. But this calculator can set you up to do kegs. So you just take 2778, which would, of course, you do 27 or probably 2800, 2800. As long as you did your coefficient to roll it out properly. But this is your batching calculator. So super simple, to the point. Now, the great thing with this is if you're doing a couple of events with a couple of different people and you've got a whole schwackload of product coming in, you can actually print this and put it to a bucket, give it to a 10-liter bucket and go, this is the batch number. This is what you're going to put into it. You're going to put these all in mils. There's your batch. Done. I've done so many events where I wish I had something like this that I could just have printed and taped and been done with it. But there you go. Now, next one up, Slushie Machine Calculator. This one's my most popular one that I'm really looking forward to, mainly because at the end of the day, the hard thing is that I've just put a Slushie Machine on at Clive's, and you usually read articles where it's like you throw it in, you let it, you see if it freezes. If it doesn't freeze, you pull it, you tweak it, and it's just this back and forth. I'm trying to take out. Now, there's no rhyme or reason why certain things will freeze, certain things will will not. But I've tried to calculate this as close as possible to give you the best result first time round. And I think that's the thing, is like, this is not foolproof, but it's going to give you the closest best result first time round than you could possibly have. And that's what I really want to give you. So let's say we're going to do a batch size. Let's do 8 liters. So 8,000 mils. Now over here, it already breaks it down. So I've done a calculation of percentages, but in theory, it's 2 parts liquor, 1.5 parts sweetener, 1 part citrus, and 4 parts dilution. And so that's where all those percentages come from. So you can dive into this a little bit more once you download it. So let's do a MyTie. So we're looking at 60 mils. Oops, sorry. We're going to do rum, 60 mils. Bam. Okay. So then we're going to go Curacao, 15 mils. Bam. And as you can see, the rum actually rolled down because it's always a percentage of that 1882. So if you're doing more, I've got 4 alcohol ingredients here. It'll just roll through that one. So sweetener, we're going to go orgeat, and we're going to go 15 mils. I'm just saying 15 mils. I know a lot of people do 3/4 of an ounce, that sort of stuff, 22.5 mils if they want to get into it. Obviously, it has no alcohol content, so you just leave that thing. Oh, that's what I forgot up here. Silly Soole, 40% alcohol, 40% alcohol. And if you keep your alcohol all the way through, it will calculate what your alcohol content is of the whole batch. And so we do the orgeat. We've got no more sweetener. We go to lime juice, and we're going to do 22.5 mil because it is 3/4 of an ounce. And for people in the US, I apologize. 22.5 mils is 3/4 of an ounce. And as you can see, it is rolled down, including that dilution that we talked about in the last one. It's got your number for your dilution, and it's literally batched out everything for you to like that. And then 9.41%. Perfect money freezing alcohol content. That 10% mark is where the money spot is. And so this way, you can put any cocktail recipe through this. If you're doing an 8, like I've done 4 alcoholic ingredients, 2 sweeteners, and 2 juices. Yeah, 2 juices. If you're doing more than that, like rethink your slushy program. Your slushy program is supposed to be easy, but this will actually calculate your alcohol content, and you want that 9 to 12%. You want that 9 to 12% for your freezing points, and this will all just roll out, and here you go. You can just make it. Then you can taste it, see how it tastes, and then tweak it depending on it. Keep in mind, like if it goes sweeter, when it freezes, your alcohol content, your palate anesthetizes at lower temperature, so you're not going to taste all that sweetness. So texture comes from that sweetness. Water makes it into crystals. Alcohol's along there for the ride. So that is my slushy calculator. I'm really, really hoping this works for you guys. I'm super excited for this. Cocktail alcohol content. Now, as I said in the start of the show, I was curious about people now, stores and restaurants and all this sort of stuff, states asking for legislation for alcohol content on your menus for each cocktail. So you can do this. We're going to do the MyTie again. Let's do the MyTie again because I know all the stuff off by heart. Ingredient: rum, volume 60, alcohol content 40. Ingredient 2, curacao. We got 15. Oh, not 115, 15, 40. We've got orgeat. We've got 15 at 0. And there you can start seeing it come down. Then you got lime, 3/4 of an ounce again, 22.5 mil at 0 again. And you got 22%. And then you've got your wonderful dilution at 20% down the very bottom. So a total alcohol content for a MyTie is about 22% alcohol. So you can really play around with that. The curacao really is the clincher on that one because it does take up substantial amounts of time. But the last tab, this is one from Mr. Shea Hogan. This is pretty simple. So you're going to do an infusion using vodka, and you're going to do, you know what, let's do an elderflower. Let's do an elderflower liqueur per se. Get some elderflower syrup, cut it 50-50 with vodka, and you get yourself your alcohol content. This is going to be really easy because you can already work out the math on this one. So 375 mils of the base spirit at 40%, and then 375 mils of the non-alcoholic ingredient. Oh, look at that. It's 20%. Shocker. I am in shock that worked out to 20%. But this is really fun that you can work out this, and then you can roll that back into your cocktail calculator just to make your life a little bit easier. But guys, I really hope that helped you out. The cocktail batching, slushy machine, cocktail calculator, alcohol calculator, and the liquor infusion or liqueur infusion calculator. I'm hoping that's helping you guys. I'm hoping you're enjoying the spreadsheets and everything. Thanks as always for the support, guys. I'm hoping to drop something next week. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do next week, but next week, going to drop another one. Thanks as always, guys. If you got any questions, hit me up. My text below me community. That's a direct app, and you can ask questions on that, and we can chat. So thanks as always, guys. Have a good day. Bye.